Welcome to today's webinar. Marketing is always about being at the right place at the right time, right? Where are people looking? What are they doing? Where are people looking? What are they doing? If they're not looking at what you're doing, it doesn't matter. If they are looking at what you're doing, it matters what you say. And so we're going to talk today about where are people looking in 2024, and are you in front of them? So a little bit about us. We are a top growing company in Canada. I know this is advertised a lot, but more important than that, many of our customers are the top growing in Canada. Of our customers, I think we've got over 10 of our key customers on the list of fastest growing companies. And people go, wow, you're just at the right place at the right time, or stuff like that. We like to respond like, we just practice what we preach. So a lot of what you're going to see here today, you're going to see implemented within Candybox or has already been implemented with our own marketing, because we sincerely believe in marketing that actually works. If it's not generating revenue, leads, prospects, opportunities, brand awareness, we don't care. All right. So today's session title is called S'mores and Scores. S'mores. Why do we choose s'mores? Because, there's nothing more beautiful in life than a perfectly put together s'more. I'm actually humble brag, I'm really good at making marshmallows. I compete with my kids. Okay. I'm very serious about it. It's got to be perfect fire, perfect position. And you know what? It's one of those things where if you're too close, it burns. You're too far, it doesn't go well. You got to even warm the inside, right? And then you've got your graham crackers and your Nielsen Jersey milk chocolate pieces in there put together and just perfectly coming out. And marketing is a lot like that. There's a lot of measurement in marketing. There's a lot of just getting it right. And there's a lot of opportunity. If you've ever been to a campfire with kids, there's a lot of opportunity to go wrong. All right. And so today we're talking about, it also goes with our wonderful Candybox theme. We produce digital eye candy. We are going to bake some delicious marketing s'mores today. They're going to be fantastic. And we've got s'mores. So we got s'mores and scores. Now, why we chose the word scores? Scores. Those are your KPIs, your conversion rates, your percentage of conversion, your cost per conversion, your awareness, the views on your stuff. It is all about a score. It doesn't matter if you build beautiful eye candy, just amazing marketing, if nobody sees it. And the most important thing is that you should see it in your marketing. People sometimes say, oh, marketing's not about money, it's about people. And it's like, yes, except for the fact that if you don't make money, you won't have any money the next year to do your marketing. So we're talking about scores. It was also very hard for us to rhyme with the word s'mores. I mean, there was doors, spores, or soars. And so scores was the closest to KPI. Okay, so that's what we're stuck with today, scores and s'mores. We're going to talk about the top trends for 2024. I will also let you know that in the chat, you're going to see links. As you see links up on the screen, you're going to see them in the chat as well too, so you can click through. We'll also give you QR codes just in case you want to double screen it and take a picture on your phone and do that while you're watching this webinar and not have this whole presentation disappear. Does that work? I can't hear you, so I'm assuming you guys all say yes. Perfect. Let's get into it. So, number one, really critical. Do not burn your budget in 2024. There are things that do not work anymore. There are networks, I'm not going to name them, but there are networks that are a burning in like inferno, that are not going well. You're burning your marketing dollars. People say, well, what's the best time to post on my Facebook page? 2012. That was a great year. Okay. Not so much 2024. We want to make sure that our budget is focused on good things. Now, this picture was generously created by ChatGPT and Dolly. And this is the best picture I could get of a fully burnt marshmallow. So you see that non-burned area in between? That's proof that we're still all going to have jobs in a year, because who can possibly not burn the middle part of this marshmallow? It makes absolutely no sense. So we don't want to burn our budget. We don't want to put it into marketing things that don't work. But we also don't want to go cold, right? Where we're not just in the market. We're not, activating our channels and our networks. We're not in front of our customers, right? We just go cold, right? We don't want to do that. So what we want to do is find the perfect plan. This is, once again, as you can see, a ChatGPT picture here. This is a really nice marshmallow. Not perfect, but really nice. All right. We're always in the process of getting better. So as we're trying to find the perfect plan, we've got to find the right marketing mix that we're going to talk about today. And then we've got to find the perfect combination. All right. So that graham cracker, that chocolate, that marshmallow together, it is not about just one marketing strategy that is going to help you this year. We want to talk about several that will help you get your customers to start engaging with you more in 2024. All right. So before I go into all of this is a quick public service announcement. If you're in Canada, the government actually has a grant to help you with some of this. Now, this technology grant, it's $15,000. It's not a marketing plan, and I have gone over this in another webinar, but it can help you in terms of technology. So sometimes we're talking about customer relationship management tools or overall web infrastructures that is going to help your business succeed. So if you're looking at all these things and you're like, this is going to be a little bit expensive, just know that the Canadian Digital Adoption Plan can give you $15,000 towards your technology plan. Candybox is a preferred vendor, not preferred. We are an approved vendor. I didn't say preferred. We are an approved vendor of the Government of Canada. And so feel free to reach out to us if this is of interest for you. The quick qualifications, if you're interested, you need to have done over $500,000 worth of revenue in one of your last 3 years of filing. You have to have at least one employee, all the way up to 499. You have to be a Canadian-owned business, and you have to be for profit. All right, there's more details. But if you're interested in CDAP and you just want to have a conversation, feel free to scan this just to book a time to talk with us. And it's also in the chat below that Mafuz is already on. All right. And so just to let you know, before we get into these tactics, these are some funds that can help you kind of build a technology plan. So first stop, we're going to talk about your website. All right. Now your website, and now I know you think, Daryl, I've heard you talk about websites before. That's okay. Still relevant, still extremely relevant. I'm going to get into some really crazy new ideas in this presentation, but I'm starting off really basic, okay? And just saying your website is still your point of conversion. And we're going to talk about social media and nano influencers and some stuff that you have never seen before today, but they're still coming back to do something, becoming a lead, becoming an e-commerce sale. Taking an action, applying for a job, all these different things, engaging with your sales team, booking a meeting, is still around your website. Once websites disappear, I'll stop talking about them, okay? But right now, they're still your point of conversion. So the areas of your website that really need to be focused on, you think, Daryl, I have a website, who cares? It's like, great. What we want to focus on is user experience audits and improvements, all right? You may have a website, and the industry standard for conversion ratios, which means this: so if 100 people come to your website and you have 2 people that actually become a qualified sales lead, you have a 2% conversion ratio. Now I use that number because that is the current industry standard, is 2%, right? So 2% of people are like, hey, let's do work together. And 98% just kind of get out. And so 2% is industry standard. Now at Candybox, we love user experience conversion rates, okay? There's nothing better than running a marketing campaign with a website that actually converts people. Our average across all of our customers is 9%. We are almost 5 times industry average, which means you get almost 5 times return on investment, almost 5 times more conversions and more growth within your organization. It is a lot easier to improve your conversion rate than to improve the amount of traffic to match that conversion rate. All right. So yes, we're gonna take a little bit of a journey here into usability and user experience design. Because if we can imagine if you go from 2% to 4%, even just 4, not a Candybox 9, okay, just a 4% this year, that's double the results that you're going to get. And so this is why it's number one. We need to focus on this. So what does this look like? Well, so for user experience, it's all about the caloric output of your customers. When somebody's on your website and they're trying to do something, they're not there by accident. Okay, when you have 98% of people leave, it's 98% failure. 98% we didn't help to that next step, and that's not good. And people leave when they don't like what they see. And sometimes it's not your products, it's not your services, it's not your company, it may not even be your branding, but it's just, if it's a maze, if it's confusing, if it's difficult, if it's hard, if I'm rage clicking a button and nothing is happening, all of a sudden you have all these people just walk away, and you know where they go? They call you directly. No, they go to your competitors. They go to your competitors, right? So we always want to focus on user experience. And, not to go too much into science, but, the frontal part of our brain, right? The frontal cortex, this uses the most amount of calories, and which is why as humans, we eat a lot of food. We need that food to power our brains because we have massive brains. We sleep a lot because of that. And so we're always trying to find ways of reducing the caloric output of our brains. And yes, this has to do with your website. If somebody has to spend a lot of time thinking about your products or your services, or you're not answering the question, they get frustrated, they get agitated, and they're burning a lot of calories. And you know what? They just go to the place where they burn less calories, which is your competitor's website. Have you been to your competitor's website recently? How is it? So what does this look like? Well, when we take a look at websites, we actually have, every year with our customers, we have strategic touch points. And we take a look at tools, and not with every single customer, but with some customers where we're really focused on usability, we take a look at tools like Microsoft Clarity. So we can install Microsoft Clarity on a website, and we find out what is working and what's not working. More importantly, what's not working. So as an example here for Microsoft Clarity, we can install it onto a site, and we would get things like heat maps. So we can actually see where are people looking and where are people clicking? And what is their journey through? So very quickly, we can go, hey, you know what, that one thing that we put in there, nobody cares, right? And this really helps also resolve arguments within the team of like, everybody loves our video. And it's like, well, less than 1% of people click on it. So maybe we don't need to do that. Or maybe people didn't even know it's clickable. Have we thought about that? And so we can make changes based on heat maps, which is real data from your real website over given periods of time. And we can even compare this to different versions of a site. Microsoft Clarity can also help us with screen recording. So let's just say, for instance, you get a customer and it's the best customer you've ever had. Like, let's say you're B2B and you're like, we just landed this customer. Why not we go back and watch the recording of what they did on the website? What did they review? What did they read? What did they click on? What pages did they visit? So they went to your About page. Did they read it? Or was it like 2 seconds? All right. And with this information, it gives you Microsoft Clarity. Sorry, I'm not a Microsoft. It gives you clarity on what to do with your site. All right. So this is a way for you to make data-driven decisions on your website usability to improve your site and get more conversions. You can also do things like scroll analysis. People say, have you ever heard the term like above or below the fold? People say, well, people only look up to here on their screen. Well, because of dynamic devices, every screen size is different, every single one. And people scroll in different ways. And so you can actually scroll through your website, and just with this cursor you see on the screen, you can see what percentage of people even saw this. So if you were to say, well, our call to action at the bottom, we have a 2% conversion ratio. But if I were to tell you only 10% of people actually saw that conversion, then you know that you actually have a 1 out of 5. Maybe by bringing it to the top of the page, you'd have a better conversion. These are all just examples and thoughts that your website is a living, breathing thing that people interact with on a regular basis. And if you help lower the caloric output of your customers by making things stupidly, and I'm using the word stupidly easy to go through, or giving them enough information to consume, to convert, then you can be very successful with your marketing. Mobile, along with user experience, continues to grow. Now, we've been saying this one for years as well too, but I want to give you a couple examples. Mobile has taken over 84% of corporate website visits, 84%. Okay, so the gross majority are not on desktop. So this is either on a phone or a tablet, right? Like with responsive design. So we only have 16% of visits are on desktop. Now, what this looks like is that we need to create mobile experiences, and not just like, is it mobile compatible? Yes, it is mobile. It works on mobile. I mean, you can't exist in 2024 without a mobile compatible website. That wouldn't make any sense. However, is it a good experience on mobile? Do people like using your website on mobile? Great question. Here's an example. So this is TD. Now, I'm not hating on TD, but in terms of the usability, I was on the TD site the other day because I was looking for bank accounts for two of my kids. All right. So I was on this website and I was scrolling down to see the type of accounts that they had. I'm looking to sign up for a bank account. All right. Very simple. Like that's all I do. I bank with TD. I'm a customer of theirs. And so I was taking a look there and went through the options here. And so I first saw that they have the TD all-inclusive banking plan. And I was like, wow, that's great. It says special offer, and it's got a little sign there. Then there's a lot of text below it. Like, that's a lot. And it's all centered. And we don't like reading things that are centered for a long period of time. That's just a little tidbit of information there. Then I see the TD unlimited checking account. And I'm like, all right, what's the difference? Then I see the TD everyday checking account. Are you overwhelmed? This is going to take like 2 or 3 minutes now to go through, right? A lot of calories going to be burned. Then I realized, oh, wait, there's more. I realized that there's also the TD minimum checking account, the TD student checking account, and the US daily interest checking account. Now, I know I don't want the US daily one, but I'm not sure about the other two. Then I keep scrolling and I've got the borderless plan, the TD everyday savings account, the TD high interest savings account, and last but not least, I've got the TD e-premium savings account. Are you overwhelmed? I was. Guess which account I chose? Any guesses? I'll show you. When I looked at this entire page, I was absolutely exhausted, and I decided to choose none of them. It was just too much work. And I thought to myself, surely there is a easier, more straightforward way of getting a single bank account. On the left-hand side here, I don't even know if you can really see this, but that is the entire mobile experience of this one page, which takes 14 pages to scroll. This is the bank account that I chose for my kids. The no-fee daily checking account. Really simple. One, gave me what the fees were, what the rates were, and the associated call to action. What is my next step? That's all I wanted. That's all I needed to do. All right. Very quick click. Now, if we compare it to mobile, this is what they look like on mobile. It was a very streamlined experience, and I had the information and the call to action on one page. And you see here, they even have a picture of the card up there, which answers a lot of questions. I realized, oh, it's Interact. Oh, they also come with Visa debit. Oh, and look, I can touch the card. And these are the types of things that my kids were really interested in. They're like, I want that orange one. And I'm like, all right, guys, let's do it. Let's open up an account. So these are the types of things that really help people convert. Now, the question is, does Tangerine have a better checking account than TD? I honestly don't know. I'm not sure. The people at TD may be saying, hey, we actually have a better product, but it's not about the product. It's about 14 different pages of scrolling and selecting and comparing and all that stuff. And then, the competitor is just doing something a lot simpler. Question to you, are you simple to deal with online? We got to focus on what matters most. This is a slide of both mobile experiences. If you focus on what matters most, you're going to get more customers. Next item is accessibility. Now, I know there's people joining us from Canada and the US. We're based in Oakville by Toronto. We are in the province of Ontario, and there's something called the AODA, which is for People in Ontario with Disabilities Act. And so right now it is mandated that organizations with over 50 employees, that they have an accessible website. We have over, 11%, so just about 11% of people in Ontario have a disability. So that means people that have issues either with visual impairments. So that could be anything from text size to colors, variations. They can't deal with flashing images, etc. Or people that have hearing issues, which is a problem if you've got a video on your website explaining something and it doesn't have closed captions, okay? So just by making your website accessible, we're helping 11% of people. Now, this is a Canadian stat, but I imagine it's probably very similar in the States. We have 11% of people that can actually use our website that weren't able to before. Now, not only is this mandated by the government, but we always encourage it as an agency because we want to help people that have these disabilities to be able to access our information. All right, your website. So in terms of your website, another feature that's coming out now, this is a new one. Okay, like I'm giving you like a lot of trends. I'm giving you a couple things that I think are going to be really hot in the next year. Is we had live chat, right? And we even had chat bots. Okay, we do chat bots as well too. Chat bots is like AI working with customers and talking about things on the website. But the next thing I think that's going to be really awesome the next year is live video chat. All right, live video chat. So this is where you as a customer on our website and you have the opportunity to go on video. You don't have to turn on your video if you don't want to, but you can have them turn on their video. They can even walk you through their website. They can answer any questions, and it's a live person going through it. So think if you're an HVAC company and your furnace broke down, and you can actually pull up the website and then walk the person down on your laptop and show them what's going on and figuring out which switch is which and et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know, probably don't touch your HVAC stuff, okay? That can explode your entire house. But you get what I mean. Like you can go online with somebody right there. If your website is your front door, video is a way to open it up and welcome people in and actually have an engaging experience. Okay, so those are the three things we see in web: a great UX experience, accessibility, and video chat being the latest and greatest and coolest way of connecting with your customers. As an example of one of our customers that we went through a huge revolution, this was a company, a Marathon Fasteners and Hardware. They have 15,000 products. This was their old website. We did not do this. This was their old website with 15,000 products, lots of things to click on, lots of things to go through. And we updated them and we continue to update them to improve the usability, to help people connect with their brand and buy products. Okay, just an example of a little bit of Candy Box's work in trying to improve usability. If you feel like, Daryl, I don't even know where to start. I'm not even sure what we need to do. I don't know how to audit this and I don't know what's going on. If you have a marketing budget and you have like employees, like you're not just sole proprietor, if you have a number of employees, like a growing business, and you want some help here, feel free to click the link in the chat. We are very happy to do a strategy session with you. It's internally we call this strategic touch point, where we will actually go through your website, show you your opportunities and usability improvements, and show you what you can do to improve your game in 2024. All right, so feel free to scan that code, and don't worry, all these links are going to be in the chat afterwards. But that is, you'll be meeting with our director of strategy on this to help you with your business. Paid media. All right, what's going on with paid media? So paid media is just any media that you're spending money on online, and you're trying to drive results. So we want to stay out of the flames and not waste any marketing dollars here. So if we have for paid media trends, the first thing is a sponsored short form video. Okay, so this is short form videos where people, we know short form videos. I'm going to talk more about short form videos, but when we talk about paid media, we're always thinking about static stuff. Okay, but with paid media, if we get really good content for like videos, we actually push up and sponsor those videos. So as an example, I'm not sure if this video just played for you. There we go. This is Peloton. Now this looks just like UGC, all right, and it kind of is UGC. But as you can see, this is actually a sponsored ad on TikTok. All right, welcome to 2024, where your sponsored ads look like this. But this looks like original content. It looks great. And sometimes our original content just doesn't take off within our social channels. So we actually combine our organic content, the videos and the content that we're creating, with paid media content to help promote this and just get this out into the market. With TikTok, we're seeing a lot of brands embrace this, where they create a lot of UGC, user-generated content, and then they take this and push this through sponsored ads. So recently, Hyundai had a lot of sponsored content where they got 242 million impressions, where they were starting off with a seed budget to kind of get their videos out there. And if you take a look at the case study on TikTok, amazing case study where it is like not like fully produced videos, and this got them almost the entire population of the US watching their ad on TikTok because of their marketing channel. So when we're talking about social content and video, think how to bring that into paid advertising. Next item is contextual targeting. So sad news, this year, finally, I say finally because it's been released almost every year, but this year it's happening. Google is getting rid of the cookie. All right, Google is getting rid of the cookie. And the cookie is the things that have been tracking you for years and years. And we as marketers have been using it. We have loved cookies. They've been great. We've talked a lot about it in our marketing, but Google says no more. All right, privacy, because of new privacy rules, we're getting rid of the cookie. We've switched over, a number of different technologies, and that is going away. So this is going away throughout the year, and by the end of 2024, it's predicted that it is going to be completely gone. All right, they're trying not to like shock the system. They're getting rid of it over the time, which means that we need more contextual advertising. So what is contextual advertising? Contextual advertising is thinking about, okay, so we've got like Google, we've got Facebook, Amazon, we've got, the open web and everything out there. And people are going to platforms are now going to start gathering their own internal information. So Google's going to have their information on you. Facebook is going to have their information on you. And those are all separated islands. All right. So the cookie cannot kind of transfer between all of those. But what contextual advertising does is it tries to take a look at you as a person and what your habits are online as an anonymous person and advertise to you. So we are a partner with a platform called StackAdapt. This is what they go after. They go after contextual advertising. So if you're reading a blog online about caffeine-free coffee, that we can actually show, a product of caffeine-free coffee right there for you to consider. Now, we don't know who you are. We don't have your personal information, and we're not tracking you all over the place, but it allows us to do more contextual advertising with what you're doing. An example, if you're traveling to Florida and you get information about traveling to Florida, you can then all of a sudden receive advertisements over a given period of time if you want to repeat traveling to Florida. And so these things are trying to kind of build the connections online with anonymous users to say, we think you do this. Let's show you these types of ads. All right. So contextual advertising is going to be very hot and fast growing in 2024 as we kind of lose out on the cookie. Social media marketing. And by the way, we are going to have a time of Q&A at the end here, and we've got a really, really nice goodie at the end. So, if you're halfway through and you're like, I think I've got the gist of everything. No, there's some really cool stuff coming. All right, there's something coming today that I promise you've probably never heard anywhere else. That's happening this year. That's just fun to keep you. Okay, I've got to try something, guys. It's 2024 and you're on Zoom during lunch, all right? I know what I'm up against. So social media marketing, find your hotspot. What is going on with social this year? So first off, I want to take a look at platform usage. On the left side, these are the fastest growing platforms. On the right side, these are the platforms that are suffering from shrinkage. And we take a look at this. On the left-hand side, we've got TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn growing. All right. These are platforms that we're focusing on. We understand the market is doing really well with our customers. Focus on these platforms are great. It creates the perfect golden brown marshmallow for you. All right. In between these three networks, people say, well, I'm not really sure if I really like TikTok. It's okay. Nobody asked you. All right. It's all about your customers anyways, right? It's all about where they're looking, where they want to advertise, where their eyes are looking at advertisements. So if you're saying, is it for older generations? Yes. TikTok has reached the majority of market share and their growing platform. LinkedIn, I'd also say, guys, this continues to be, over the last 5 or 6 years, continues to outperform so many other networks in its effectiveness and its reach and their technologies to reach people. Instagram is still in the running, but we see on the right-hand side, we've got Facebook, X, Pinterest, WhatsApp declining. Now, I'm not saying, just pull everything from those. If you're successful, let's say in your market with Pinterest, and you've got a great market there, a great community and great strategy, you can be very successful here. I'm just saying in general, you want to stay out of the cold if you're entering in some of these new markets. And these are kind of where the social channels are lining up for 2024. In terms of social media trends, yes, I know I've said it before, I'll say it again, short form video plans, okay? Not doing it once and then saying, I'm not sure if I got any sales. Short form video plans where you plan out a series of short form videos over a period of time with a strategy. To give you a quick example here, this is one of our customers was Eco Comfort. And so we do everything from like their shoots. They produce amazing products. If you're looking for an eco-friendly pillow, it is unbelievable. I sleep on an Eco Comfort. Man, they should be paying for this webinar. Anyways, great pillows, okay? And so they're advertising online, and look at these posts. Like, they're picture perfect. We have amazing lighting and actors, and this dog, so cute. He is my dog, but like very cute dog. And, but you take a look at the results, not so hot, right? We had 8 social posts that went out here. We had a lot of thought and energy going into these social posts. We got only 6,000 views, right? It's crickets sound, like it just doesn't work. And so we started experimenting with different stuff, and we found out that people didn't really like this picture perfect bedroom. People wanted to talk about sleeping with other people in the room, sleeping and sharing pillows, not sleeping, staying up at night. Like that's the conversation that people wanted to have on social media. And so we started posting stuff about that. And so we were producing like all this still, within our agency, but we started producing different types of content, even like low light content, because people saw it as more legitimate. And we had 8.5 million views in our next social posts. 6,000, 8.5 million. All right. So social media is all about having a plan and a strategy based around your scores, your KPIs, your results, and just trying stuff out over time. If people are just trying to do one-hit wonders, it doesn't work. We take a look at this. This is like information to kind of back it up. This company, just during every month, they get 30,000 profile visits. All right, 30,000 people are going deeper into just the Instagram profile and taking a look at them online. And then obviously there's coinciding tons of website traffic because people are more interested in the pillows that they're actually seeing in these really fun videos. So if you haven't followed them, go ahead and follow Eco Comfort Collection on Instagram. So when we're talking about video strategy, a lot of times people, get very excited about this, and they create one video and they post it and they get like 500 views and 0 interaction. They say, I'm not really sure if this works. So instead of your video strategy being one-hit wonder, you want to have a consistent video strategy. So it's not about what video you're posting this week. It's about what is a series of videos that you're going to be posting this quarter. And then when are we going to analyze that and figure out what's working and then try to get better the next quarter? And then you can start going and going and going and realizing that sometimes good ideas can fall flat on social. Social changes every single day, but video is one of the fastest ways right now to go viral on both TikTok and on Instagram. Next social media trend, nano influencers. Okay, nano influencers. This is an example of a product. It is a hair care product called Topic, and Topic works with influencers, but not just like major influencers. Whenever I say influencers, a lot of things come to mind, and a lot of people, a lot of images, and you're thinking, I don't want to deal with that stuff, or, a major influencer that's out there. But nano influencers are fascinating this year. Nano influencers, they're not just, these people that just want free products from you. They've built trusted small communities that are built around relationship. These people really do trust the influencers that they're engaging with. And you can even do this or you can even create a plan where you try stuff with a whole bunch of successful influencers. So going back with Topic here, we have a whole bunch of these influencers here, and you'll see here, you've got 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 3,000 views. And then all of a sudden it's like, what is this? 1.1 million views. And then you go, for some reason, that nano influencer really connected with their market. And so you can take that content and then you can move that back like 19 slides into paid media and then use that great piece of content that you really allowed, a vote by democracy on what was the best video. You get your most successful video and then you bring it back into some paid advertising and then start pushing it into different networks. All right. So when I talk about influencers, don't think about that one person or one sponsorship or something like that. Think about nano, smaller, built, trusted communities. Last item here is thought leadership. All right. So thought leadership within different markets. Now, what thought leadership is, this is an example of one of our clients here. They are a private jet sales and service in Toronto. And thought leadership is the expression of ideas that demonstrate you have expertise in a particular field, area, or topic. People want to still buy from people. People want to buy from experts, not from just anybody. And experts are people, okay? You don't have an expert company. An expert company has experts. And so when we want to really highlight these experts and get this going, people really connect with people. And so what we do is we identify thought leaders within the organization and just say, let's take your thoughts around this topic, from your mouth, and let's bring them out into the market and bring them out on socials. So what we're doing here is we're kind of probing, instead of just kind of creating commercials with just whoever, creating really great content with people that have great ideas. And so what we do as a firm is we actually just go and we just interview people for long periods of time, and we start bringing out those pieces of content that it's like, wow, that 10-second bite there that you had about this one plane is something that we can actually use over here, and we can build some thought leadership content. So thought leadership is it's a process, right? Once again, we're not thinking about one-hit wonders. We're thinking about professionally shot, properly lit, properly mic'd up, like all that stuff, and then taking all that content and bringing it down into a long-term video content plan that actually works. In terms of thought leadership and how this can also be expressed within the B2B area, LinkedIn is now prioritizing what they call dwell time. All right. Now, dwell time is just a fancy word for saying if somebody spends a lot of time on your post, reading or watching, LinkedIn is going to learn about that and say, hey, you just spent 30 seconds on this post. We're going to actually now bring this author to the top of your newsfeed a lot more. And then as that happens more and more, they're going to start bringing you to the top of other people's news feeds more. So the whole trick here is not just to get that like or comment or share on LinkedIn, which are still good, but to get people to pause on your post. And the best way to get people to pause on your post is video, right? They have to watch it. It's 30 seconds long. I don't spend 30 seconds reading through every single LinkedIn post. Maybe you're different than me, but so the number one way to get prioritized in news feeds is to get people to dwell on your content. And the number one way to do that is to take a look at video. All right. So once again, short form video for the win. I do this on my own personal LinkedIn, get a lot of interaction, a lot of stuff. But the best feedback is when, people are always like, every time I log into LinkedIn, your video is the first thing that I see. All right. We're coming top of the feed. We're coming top of mind, right, within our markets. And so LinkedIn for the win. Now, I've got one more thing, all right? This thing, maybe I'm majoring on a minor here, but I really think I'm onto something with this, okay? So just like, you're not gonna hear this in a lot of other webinars of digital marketing trends and all that stuff, but I like thinking about where people are looking. All right, where people are looking is absolutely crucial because that's where we're most effective. And even during the pandemic, where people are listening, they're listening to podcasts more than radio, and people's consumer habits changed. Now, most recently, I recognized something in my own organization. This is a chart of how many meetings, not meeting minutes, okay? How many meetings my agency has per month. Okay, so if we take a look at the entire last 12 months, Candy Box Marketing, I almost want to throw up in my mouth saying this, we have hosted 7,000 Zoom meetings. 7,000, what is the average? 600 a month, whatever it is, 600 a month, all right, every day. That's a lot. It's a lot of Zoom meetings. And of those 7,000 meetings, we've had 21,000 21,000 participants other than us. So an average of 3 people are adding in, sometimes more, sometimes less, right? So you have 21,000 people. Now, every time you go to a Zoom meeting, now this is, unfortunately, guys, don't hate me, it's just the platforms. This isn't Google Meet and this isn't Teams, all right? I know there's a lot of Teams people out there. This is specifically for Zoom. But when you go to a meeting, what's the first thing that you see? Not the meeting, the waiting room, right? We know the waiting room. And so this is it. This is what you see. And it's like, hey, we're just waiting for the meeting to start. And you've got this wonderful advertisement for Zoom. And Zoom uses this to kind of advertise Zoom. And they're like, hey, we could do chat and phone and meetings and webinars and all that stuff. So we decided, I think this was over a year ago, we did this, to take this spot back. And so we created a Zoom waiting room video. Now, this can only be used in Zoom. Like Microsoft Teams doesn't have this feature, nor does Google Meet. So I'm very sorry if that's what you use all the time. And what we did was we uploaded it so everybody in the company has this Zoom video. Now, we did a calculation. This is gonna be a little bit ridiculous. We did a calculation. Guess how many hours, not minutes, guess how many hours people watch this Zoom waiting room video, all right? Out of all the meetings throughout the entire year, and most people see it for only 30 seconds, we had 350 hours watched of this one video. Let me show you the video. This is it. You can come with sound, without sound. Most people have their sound off. And what this does is it tells people about Candybox. Hey, we're full service. This is what we do. Here are our core offerings. We do branding. We do websites. We do paid search. We do social media. It also shows like actual people within our organization. And so they kind of get like a look and feel of what we're doing. And so, you know, even if it's a prospect call or a brand new person or even just like a new client or something, they're seeing all this stuff. And so they're really getting a nice 30-second ad about us. Waiting room videos are like our new reception. It's the new entry into our business. And so many times, like we'll have people come into the meetings and they're like, hey, we didn't understand, like we didn't know you guys did video content, or we didn't understand you guys did branding. You know, we are here to talk to you about our website, but you guys do branding too, and it would open up a conversation. So this is a huge piece of real estate. So if your organization is constantly just hosting Zoom meetings, if you're a salesperson, this is a piece of real estate that you should monetize. If you don't know how to do this, we can help. We've got 2 packages for our customers, and we're now, for the first time, we're offering this to our customers. First package is we just do like stock images with your stock video with your branding and messaging and all that stuff. So if we're at a distance, we can put that all together. And then we have an upgraded package where we do a full branded video where we actually come to your workplace. We actually catch a whole bunch of B-roll and, you know, get some stuff together in terms of like your core services and what you're doing. And we actually bring this back to our team and we create your Zoom waiting room video. Now, the fun part about this is that nobody else is really doing this. I've only seen this done once before. It's a native feature and it's also company-wide. So you load it company-wide, and every single person in your organization now has this Zoom waiting room. I hope you guys found that helpful. Now, I'm going to be opening up for some question and answers. I am also at this exact moment opening up our next webinar because you notice we didn't talk a ton about AI today. I wanted to talk about our digital marketing trends, but next thing I want to talk about how AI can help us achieve those trends. Okay, so our next webinar, marketers and machines. It's not versus, it's and, right? Marketers and machine. How do we work together with AI to deliver amazing marketing? Feel free to click the link in the chat and register for our next webinar, which is going to be held in April. And we're putting together some really fun content for that. For those of you who joined us on YouTube, I know we don't have all the Q&A part. That is just for the live session here. And so thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Daryl from Candybox Marketing, and it is a privilege to share these new digital marketing trends. If you've got more that you want to share with us, feel free to throw it in the comments.